Hello and welcome everyone. What's your favorite FSU plugin? Do you know what FSU means? Because if you do, then you're cool. And if you don't, then I will just make sure that you are cool now. Check out this website, NDC Plugs. This is the website of a VST plugin developer, and it's one of these extremely old websites where when you click on the page of a VST plugin, you get a description that is highly technical and very nerdy. It tells you exactly what's going on in the effect, who collaborated on it, and which programming language was used. It can sometimes even involve links to the resources of the DSP algorithms and the source code. On pages like this, you find a lot of creative stuff that you wouldn't find in many other places nowadays. This developer even had a MIDI controlled ADSR, just like my plugin ADSR. The thing is, I knew this website a long time ago, but then I forgot about it, so I didn't know anymore that this plugin already existed. But you know, my ADSR is also a little more versatile, but I definitely completely forgot that a plugin like that already existed a long time ago. And yeah, there are a lot of different plugins on here, and also apparently a graphics framework for C++ projects, a very early attempt at making OpenGL work with it that probably doesn't work anymore these days. Old VST websites like that also contain links of lists to various resources that have been helpful on the journey of being a developer, like this page, DSP Guru, which doesn't work. Yeah, that's the case with lots of these old websites. Music DSP. Yeah, that one still exists. A very old resource for DSP algorithms. So yeah, that's what I really like about these old pages. You can find some interesting connections that you wouldn't find anymore on more modern pages. And in general, it feels much more inviting and natural than most of plugin development marketing these days. A very honest work of art to make plugins back then, which is why I like to call this phase of plugin development history the golden age. And today I will talk about this plugin called Fragmental, because it's my favorite FSU effect. And now I have to finally tell you what FSU means. It means fuck shit up. This was actually a whole category of VST plugins back in the day. There were multiple fuck shit up plugins, and you loaded them whenever you wanted to fuck shit up. If you don't believe me, go to plugins for free and just type FSU, and you can see there are multiple effects that have the category FSU on them. So yeah, there are lots of fuck shit up plugins. I think you should even be able to look for fuck shit up plugins on KVR. Yeah, KVR also knows what it is. It is a term that is not used in VST marketing anymore a lot, except for some freebies sometimes, even though concepts from fuck shit up plugins are definitely still much in use in modern plugins. Like for example, the plugin that Weaver Beats always like so much, Infiltrator. The whole concept of this plugin is that you don't have to know what all of the internal effects are doing, because you are just throwing some audio at it and then browse through the presets until there is one that sounds fancy and changes your input so hard that you cannot hear what it's doing anymore. Then you have a new sound that you can insert into your project. But I think even this effect does not call itself an FSU effect. It calls itself a multi-effect, which it is, but you know, back in the days, you would have called this a fuck shit up plugin. This is the beat we're working with today. And now the goal is to fuck it up so that you cannot hear anymore what it was. Now this is Fragmental, and it sounds like this when you are just loading it from init. It sounds almost like the dry signal, just a little bit quieter and some weird delaying going on. That is because we are currently just listening to the first module, the delay. I think you have two delays and then you set them up and dial in feedback. That's how it works, I think. Yeah, and you can click on short times and then it will sound more like comp filtering. Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind for this plugin in general is that this workflow where you are setting some parameters on some sort of radial XY pad can be modulated with the LFOs below, where there are 3 LFOs and each of them represents one of these colors, and that will be the thing that happens for that color on all of these parameters. Nice. I guess I will turn off. Okay, I like the long times, but for this video I will keep short times enabled so that the feedback can be pretty hard but still fade out rather quickly. Now I will mute the drums and I will show you the next effect by putting this in this darker gray area, which means that this effect is currently not being used in this sort of modulation matrix thingy, but I would rather call it the signal chain workflow. And now we listen to the granulator. Alright, now we have 2 effects that are doing wild things, and we can check how they sound in different signal chains. Yeah, so when the granulator is the last effect, then we hear a lot of these pitch drifts that are made by this granulator, which I suppose is a granular pitch shifter of some kind. And when we put the delay at the end, then we can hear the comp filter artifacts best. So now we put trance at the end to hear that one most prominently. This is also some sort of granular pitch shifter, I guess, but a different one. Alright, so this effect always sounds very muffled. I don't know what it is. Is it the phase vocoder that the website was talking about? Or is it an all-pass filter type of structure? I don't know, but I like to put it to the beginning. Oh, one other cool thing. When you put them in parallel, then that actually creates a parallel chain. So that is a very nice workflow, which I haven't seen in a lot of plugins before, maybe even in no plugin at all. Don't ask me what this one is doing. Okay, this one is like also a granular effect that sometimes reverses things, and because of that causes a lot of discontinuities. So I would rather try to put that somewhere in the middle, and then yeah, let's actually just change things up randomly and see where that gets us. And when you got something that you like this noise, then of course you can just bounce it. And then you have something awesome to work with. Got a new nice texture for my beat. And yeah, that is Fragmental.